It's the start to a new year and also a fresh new start for Indian cricket. A new look Indian team will take on Sri Lanka in a three-match T20 series followed by a three-match ODI series. Now to talk more on this, I've got with me former Sri Lanka skipper Kumar Sangakkara, who's going to be commentating during both these series for Star Sports, the official broadcasters for both these series. Sangha, thanks for your time. Firstly, India have turned a corner, especially in the T20s, a new look team that doesn't have a Rohit Sharma or a Virat Kohli or a KL Rahul. How do you see this matchup against Sri Lanka?
I think, turning the corner is an interesting phrase that you probably see that over a period of time with the new look side if they play well and win continuously. I think the T20 series is going to be very close. I think Sri Lanka's got a very good T20 side. They're very competitive. They're highly skilled. Probably doesn't have the same depth of talent as India has to call upon, but with the talent available, they're going to. I think they'll do very well. We've got a very good core batting unit. We've got good lower order as well. We've got pace and spin. It's a great combination. I think India with the new look side, you have some experience there in the Pandyas and the Surya Kumar Yadavs and the Ishan Kishans of that side. At the same time, you have a few slightly newer players, and one of them I'm excited to see is Sanju Samson, Rajasthan Royals captain. But more importantly, he's just a fabulous player. He's got all the ingredients to be just a powerhouse match winner on the international stage as a batter. He's a great kid, great young man, and I'm really excited to see what he can offer.
Well, you mentioned about Sanju Samson. What do you think is the best position for Sanju to bat in this Indian lineup? Because you worked with him quite a bit with the Rajasthan Royals.
Well, I think he's ideally suited to number 4 in T20 cricket, coming in after the first 7 overs are done. He can bat anywhere, and I think in India when he plays, he has to bat out of position because there are so many that jostle for position. So he's got to be ready to bat anywhere, and he can. He's got power. He's got touch. He's got a great temperament, a good head on his shoulders for his batting. So he understands how to navigate difficult situations. So you can slot him in anywhere, and he'll do well.
Sangha, going by how the selectors have picked this squad, the T20s, do you think it's the end of the road for the likes of Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, especially in T20s, or you think they can still make a comeback into this Indian team? What is your personal opinion? Should India look ahead into the future and let the likes of Rohit and Virat concentrate only in the longer formats of the game?
Well, I think that's a decision the selectors will take in consultation with the coach and in consultation with the players like Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. See how long they'll be able to play, whether the next World Cup is a reality for them. And at the end of the day, you want to select the highest skill in your side. It doesn't matter who you pick. If you don't have the skill to win, you're going to win very rarely. And you're talking about Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, two players with the highest skill that you can imagine in every format. So those players will have to also have a conversation and see what their ambitions are, what's best for the team, what's best for India in terms of pursuing a trophy. And if they are fit and they're hungry and they're performing at their best, their skill level is absolutely vital to most campaigns. But the reality is, with time passing, turnover, new players coming in, players retiring, players picking different formats, all happens naturally and organically. And sometimes selectors make decisions for various different reasons. But the real important thing is to have a good partnership with the players concerned, with the team concerned, the captain and the coach, to understand what's best for the side, what kind of players they need, and who really will allow India to win and be competitive on the international stage for the longest time. So I leave those decisions to the people on the ground, to those players like Virat and Rohit, the selectors and the captain and the coaches, to really talk about and come to a decision.
Well, Sangha, there's this one question that I always wanted to ask you. In 2015, the 2015 World Cup in Australia and New Zealand, you had already announced your retirement. You got those 4 back-to-back hundreds. Did it ever cross your mind that I can delay my retirement from now that you just got these centuries, or was it done?
And no, I was very ready to retire. And it just happened that I scored those hundreds, and that was never going to change my mind. It was just a case of trying to do as well as I can in my final tournament. Unfortunately, lost out in the quarters, but I thoroughly enjoyed my last tournament and thoroughly enjoyed retiring after that.
And Sangha, what do you make of Virat Kohli? You know, what has happened with him in the last couple of years, or maybe 3 years? Has his cricket changed? Because, you know, there was a time when the opposition bowlers, they would be threatened to bowl at somebody like Virat Kohli, but it doesn't seem to be the same case anymore. How do you see the change in his cricket in the last few years?
Yeah, I think you have different stages where batters are more threatening, and players go through, that those stages in their careers from time to time. I mean, I don't think there's ever been a batter other than perhaps a Sachin, who's played with so much pressure and expectation at such a high level of intensity, especially in the modern game, playing all these T20 games. He's playing Test cricket. He loves playing Test cricket. He's phenomenal in one days. You name it, he's done it with the bat. I don't think he has anything to prove. Um, and like any player, whether you're a great player or you're a good player, you go through peaks and troughs, and the best players have those peaks much more consistently over a much longer period of time than anyone else, and Virat has done that. You get dips, you get bowlers coming up with new plans, and then the pressure is back on Virat to adapt and change his game to understand what's coming at him and what he needs to do to stay ahead. And I think he's going to do it. The other factor that no one understands is no one plays as much cricket as Virat Kohli. It doesn't matter how good you are or how fit you are. And he's both. He's unbelievably talented and skilled, and he's unbelievably fit. The fatigue and the pressure and the expectations to constantly churn out and be emotional and be the entire lifeblood of that side takes a toll. And sometimes you stop enjoying that. So you need a bit of a break, you need a breather, you need to refresh, and you need to come back. And that's when you find Virat coming back hungrier, performing. I mean, he's batting at the T20 World Cup, was phenomenal, especially in that game against Pakistan. I don't think he's lost any of his class or his edge. I think it's a question of really having a good, honest conversation with Virat and asking about how he manages his workload and his time, so that every time he plays to India, he's fresh, he's happy, he's hungry, and he wants to go out there and win games for India. And then try and work out that best schedule, because having the best, happiest, hungriest, fittest Virat Kohli playing for India is vital for India's success. But you can't have him playing cricket all the time and expect him to deliver like that. He's a phenomenal player. He'll continue to be phenomenal, and I think he has so much more to offer India as yet.
All right, so that was Kumar Sangakkara, one of the best in the business, even when he was playing, and now that he is commentating. Well, you can watch the series live and exclusive on Star Sports, and we'll get you all the updates from this series on Sports Today. Thanks a lot for your time, Sangha, and thank you as well.